Hi there. Thank you for joining me. Priscilla Dames here with Wingspan Seminars. This pandemic has brought on so many different types of activities and feelings, some things that we have never experienced before. This is my first pandemic, and even though I have faced various types of conflict, this is very different. I've never been forced to stay inside. I've never been forced to follow protocols of the type that I'm having to follow now. But remember, everything doesn't have to be negative. Some things we have more control over than we want to admit or see or even just realize. So the types of conflict can be internal or external. They could cause all types of guilt feelings, all types of conflict with people that we're very committed to that we've never experienced before. And we're going to talk about the different types of conflict, the different types of management styles, and along the way, we will address all kinds of things having to do with conflict. But primarily, we're going to be giving you tips, resolutions, and resources to help you deal with the conflict that this pandemic is causing. Put right there in your head that we can be very productive and get some positives out of this if we allow ourselves to. So much has to do with the mindset and how you manage conflict management. Just remember, we can be productive and get some positives out of this situation that we have not been in before. And I want you to ride along with me as we do this. First, remember the first time that I addressed you here on YouTube, I said, even this is new for me. I've been very aware of social media for a long time, have many different accounts. And I had been using several of the accounts to put tips, resolutions, and resources. And I've decided it would be smart to also do that on YouTube. So click the channel below. Subscribe to my channel. And I'm hoping to see you here for the next 100 days. 100 days of care with COVID. The new president-elect, Joe Biden, has said one of his first initiatives is going to be to ask all Americans to wear the mask for 100 days. So I was piggybacking on that to address the ways that we could handle this conflict as I've been doing on other social media platforms. But I decided instead to start earlier than President-elect Joe Biden. So the first day was just a couple of days ago, and I talked in general about what this was about. And then I decided to move it up because I was going to be vaccinated. That came much sooner than I thought, so I thought this would be the perfect time to begin this 100 days of care with COVID. And so yesterday I was vaccinated, and I talked about it and walked through it. And I'm here to tell you, I'm still here and kicking it, and I look forward to the second one. And I want you to make the decision that whenever you can, go on and be vaccinated, because the more of us that follow the protocols and take advantage of what's there for us, the better it will be. And we're going to start talking about the things that can help you manage this conflict called COVID-19, manage how to be inside, manage if you have another adult that's living with you, manage the children, but most of all, being able just to handle it ourselves and get through it. There are many different tips and things we can do to help ourselves get through it. But we're going to make this as much of a productive time as possible. We're going to make some positives out of it. So when it's over, we can say, I look back and I got some great stuff during that pandemic. The children drove me crazy. My significant other may have driven me crazy because I spent so much time in the house with her or with him. The finances were not on target, but we did get some positives from it. So we're going to talk about how we can be productive and how we can get some positives out of it. We've been in the pandemic for a while now. This is 2021. I remember coming back from Belize on a high because one of my goals were fulfilled there. And bam, by the end of March of last year, the governor started shutting down Florida, and many of the other cities and states were being affected by the coronavirus. But I was already on a high, and I said, oh my goodness. But I didn't panic. This was going to force me to be still. And what can I do? And we want you to kind of rethink where you are now, what you've been doing the past several months, and make some decisions about where you can go from here. It's 2021. We could do something with this. But first, we have to make sure we take care of ourselves. Self-care. Self-care is very important. So we're going to talk a lot about self-care in January especially. Let's kick this year off right and look at ourselves and what we need to do for ourselves to get through this. You know that old saying, you put your mask on yourself first, and then you can help others. But if you're running out of breath and running out of energy, it's very difficult to help someone else. So we're going to talk about some self-care first. This is Priscilla Dames. Click that subscribe button below. And I hope you join me every day. Bye-bye.